Hello and welcome back to my channel. So the day has finally come. I have finished my first scrapbook. I should say though, at the start of the book it is definitely the worst. I started this maybe 4 or 5 years ago, back when I didn't really know much about scrapbooking and I was just kind of trial and testing it. I contemplated taking them out or redoing them for the purpose of this video. I would definitely stick something here now, but it's quite sweet in a way to see how I started scrapbooking and then to compare it to now. I've also added a folder at the back of my scrapbook for all of the extra random parts, and that isn't in a YouTube video that I've posted, but it will be in a Skillshare course that will hopefully be coming out next month. I will link that in the description box below when it does come out, because I think it's about half an hour, maybe even an hour's worth of lessons. So I'm teaching you all about the fonts, how to create your own backgrounds, your own stickers, make your own Polaroids. So when that's out, I will link that below. I've also posted every single one of my pages on my Pinterest page, so if you want to pin that to a board to give you some extra inspiration, then I've done that for you guys as well. I did a page when I went to Paris with a few of my friends, and this is when I started to learn how to make my own stickers, which was really helpful. To me now, this page is really boring. It's really missing some 3D elements, some backgrounds, some writing. This page is a little bit more going on, but it's a lot messier. This is the page that I did on Milan, and I actually went back and I did change this. So you can see the video where I made this page and it was a lot emptier. So I came back and I added on some more text and some more photos. This is one of my favourite pages, maybe because I loved Leiden so much, but I really liked what I did with these kind of 2 photo booth photos. I used the app Story Art to make these, and that was really effective. So you'll notice throughout this video that I use my label maker quite a lot. So this is the Junior Dymo maker. I'll link it in the description box below. But I recently bought some new ink tape to go in the back, and it's gold, so I'm really looking forward to using that. As you'll notice, I am really bad with chronological order, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I quite like it, just popping in and out of time. But this envelope is where I kept some of my favourite postcards that I got as a birthday gift from a friend. For these photos I actually used my Instax mini link, and then I had this kind of marble paper which worked quite nicely with the blues, and then these Scrabble pieces came from the Works. To do this stamp font, I actually got the stamps from Tiger. I saw them online on Amazon for about 12 quid, but the ones in Tiger were only £3. This is a page that I've kept nice and minimalistic because, as you'll see throughout this book, I try to keep to themes. So this page I did for my sister. In each of the envelopes I stuck photos that related to a kind of theme. So for example, these are the throwback photos. So in her envelope of favourites, I've got dim sum and ice skating, which pretty much sums up my sister. This is a page that I did for dim sum. Again, the stickers that I made, and I got this kind of paw print sticker that I stuck over a few photos. So for my Sardinia page, this blue background paper is actually from our favourite patisserie place that we go to when we go on holiday. They have the most amazing pistachio desserts. And this background paper is actually from a sushi bag. These big washi tapes, like these ones, they came from Stationery Pal. I'll have everything linked below. This is kind of my welcoming page to India. It's quite bright and vibrant, which I thought was very fitting for India. I had a little receipt here for my first meal. I've got my flight ticket and I have my SIM card. So it's just things that normally people would chuck away, but they hold quite a lot of value to me. This was my page for Mumbai. I've stuck in an envelope in every Asia page that I do so that I can store all of these little receipts and things like that didn't really go with the colour scheme of the page, but still are really nice to look back on. Then I did a purple theme for Pushkar. One of the most important things when scrapbooking is that you've got a colour theme, and then the next one is kind of yellowy green again. I will also link to the websites where I get my background paper from. So this was my page for Jaipur. It's known as the Pink City, so I thought it was kind of nice to have this pinky kind of orange page for it. It was definitely my favourite place. You'll also see that I love postcards, so I have postcards on pretty much every page. Then I've got a little page for New Delhi, and I got this lovely letter from a subscriber that I met up with when I went there. She was honestly a lifesaver. And now this washi tape is actually so unsticky that I had to glue it, but it looks really nice and it kind of adds a bit more detail to a page. So this is my page on Thailand. It's kind of more of a collage than a scrapbook page, but for this page I loved using the banknotes. So I've got this kind of red one to fit this red pink theme, and then I've got a blue one to go with the blue side over here with the maps and the tickets. Having these bigger photos photos, the 10 by 15 means that you actually have less need for these kind of background papers. And if you also want to be extremely resourceful, something that I used to do was cut out this block of the background paper that's underneath the white stuff, so that I've got this little square of extra green if I needed to use it over here or something like that. So this is my page on Vietnam. Again, it's kind of more of a collage style. So when I went to Dublin for the day, I went into the local tourist office and I picked up a free map where I cut out all of the little parts on the map that we visited. So for example, this is a photo of Temple Bar, and then I cut that out. This photo was taken in Trinity College, so I stuck the map near there. This was actually just a party, but I took loads of photos with my friends and I thought I would turn it into a page, so I kind of have a nice pink theme going on here. To make this page not look too dark or too busy, I actually use this kind of translucent background paper for both sides of this. This is a double page spread dedicated to my first term at uni at King's College London. This was a little kind of bracelet that they give you, and I cut it off, stuck it in there. And then in Paper Chase I found the perfect stickers that were London based. This is a super simple page. Literally everybody is in the same place, so it doesn't look too busy. And then I got these stickers from Amazon which had all these kind of titles to it. So I think they were for bullet journals originally. It's 2018 Christmas, so we've kind of gone for an old vintage style here. For background paper I actually got this print with the snowman on it from an old book that my grandma gave me years ago. This came from a bag, Merry Christmas bag from 7 Dials, and what I did is I actually ripped off one side, as you'll see in all my scrapbook videos, to make it thinner, and I happened to have the perfect size to stick this Polaroid on, so it created a really nice kind of corner effect. And in here is like a little hidden pocket, so I've got some extra stuff in there. So this is a page that took again about 2-3 years to finish. It was all about my home at uni, so this was my first year at uni, this was in my second year. I got this ribbon off some flowers that I bought from M&S, and this actually was the pot that it came in. It looked kind of blank as well once I'd finished it, so I decided to just draw these with a Sharpie. It literally took about 10 seconds. So this is a Neem page, and as you can see I have maximised the space as much as possible. This postcard flips all the way out. I just use washi tape to kind of stick those two together. Most European countries have these little €0 notes, and they are so cool. I love collecting them. And then this was from our day trip to Arles, so we had to get a bus there. So what I did is I took the bus booklet so that I could rip it in and add it to this kind of blue page. We also went to Vincent van Gogh's place, his museum there, and so I kept the tickets because the colours of them were really lovely. I decided to paint this picture and I just did it on watercolours. I wrote a little bit on the back and then I stuck it in again with the Clipmatic clips. This was from our day in Uzès where we had another bus again, and I really liked the map that we got from the local tourist office. It just kind of worked perfectly with this tissue paper that I used to write about the day. Then I went interrailing around Budapest and I picked up these amazing postcards. I love the watercolour effect. This was using a bamboo stamp that I'd had for ages, and this stripy background was actually the little bag that these postcards came in. I stuck down the coins using spray adhesive and it's ridiculously strong, like they're not coming off. I stuck in this receipt of our bus ticket, just kind of like a natural folding to make it a bit smaller so that I could stick this photo in. We went into a lot of churches and cathedrals and I thought that the history booklet about it was quite interesting, so you can just about read it through the receipt. This is a page for Prague and then this is a page for Berlin. I think I might go back and just add some white squares and do a little bit more writing. For the background paper, what I actually did is I knew I wanted to place these in kind of a angled way, not in like a straight way like this page is. So I used my background paper, I kind of lined out where it would go so I could cut it out to make it look like it fits these postcards perfectly. Then this is my Amsterdam page. It is such an orange city. Everything was kind of red and orange. I also did the bamboo stamp on here but using black stamp, so it looks kind of different to the stamp that I did before, but it kind of links the whole trip together, which I thought was quite a nice way to do it. Then in the summer of 2019 I went to Poitiers, and this is one of my favourite pages because I got this map. I circled everything that I wanted us to do, and then I took photos at every place. And then what I've done is I've kind of marked out our route in purple, and then I've done these black arrows to kind of show where we are on the map and the times that we got there. So on my Pinterest I have a lot of stuff about scrapbooking, and I have a lot of these templates where you can pick up inspiration. Often what they do is they show that you can kind of break the pages up into these 4 quarters. So for example, I've got Braga here, I've got Guimarães here, I've got Vila do Conde and Aveiro. For here I actually used my Instax Mini to kind of do a dual print. Because I had so many photos, I didn't want to just have like one photo of our cereal or one photo of our ice cream. So using this and the Instax Mini Link app, I could print 2 photos in one go, or 3 as I've done here, and that was just a really space efficient way to do these pages. But we actually spent most of our time in Porto, and as you can see it's a very blue city. So for Toulouse I wanted to do a double page spread. I was really in the mood for doing those split pictures, but actually I ended up not having enough in a way, so I used this busy Christmas background to kind of set the scene, because we went at Christmas time. I got one of these Euro banknotes, which I love so much. Then we come on to last year's Sardinia holiday. It is all back to front, and I wrote in here a letter to my future self that my sister actually helped me write. I sealed it with my wax stamp, so in the future when I do come back to this book and I open up, it'll be the most satisfying thing to open. And I did this kind of shadowing with a white gel pen to kind of outline my title to make it stand out a bit more. It is also quite nice to kind of go from these Polaroid smaller pictures to these larger photos, because if you had a whole book of this, I feel like it would be kind of boring and a little bit bland. If you had a lot of this, it could be a little bit too busy, so it's quite nice to mix it up. I stuck a whole card in here because it went with the kind of theme of my second year at uni. This was a page that I dedicated to my nana and granddad. I kind of got this old-fashioned theme using my quill and ink. It kind of bled a little bit, and this background is actually Jane Austen's handwriting, and I stuck down the photos using the sealing wax again because it kind of went with the gold warm theme. And my nan was an artist and she always used to do pen and ink paintings, so that's why I decided to do that. So for my Isle of Wight page, I finally learned about these photo corner stickers. So as you can see, I can actually take out these photos if I wanted to. It also means that there's no glue on it, so sometimes glue can affect the colours in the inks and make it go a bit weird. Brilliant investment, £2.50 for 500. I made the folder by getting some black craft card, hole punching the card to where these little binders are, and then cutting it with my scissors just up from the circle so that it can kind of slot in around the binder. So this is what this scrapbook used to look like. This is a brand new one. There's quite a big difference in the size, but the ribbon is amazing because it holds it all together. So don't worry, I shall be making more scrapbook videos. So I hope you enjoyed going through every single page in this scrapbook. If you did, don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. I will see you next week. Have a lovely day. Bye.